Most people think freedom means doing whatever they want, whenever they want. But if that were true, the most impulsive people would be the most peaceful. They are not. There is a quiet power in a person who can feel desire and not be owned by it. This is sexual stoicism. Not denial, not shame, not repression, but mastery. A young Roman soldier once wrote in his journal that his greatest battles were not against enemies, but against himself. He could face swords without fear, but a glance, a thought, or a lonely night could pull him off course. That soldier was Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men in history. Even with wealth, status, and unlimited access to pleasure, he understood something timeless. Unchecked desire weakens the mind. Desire itself is not the enemy. It is not thrall. It arises before reason has time to speak. A memory, a face, a moment of emptiness, and the body reacts. Stoicism never judged this reaction. It judged what followed. Most people never pause. They move straight from urge to action. Phone in hand. Message sent. Habit repeated. Relief felt. Then emptiness returns. The Stoic trains. The pause. That moment between feeling and doing. Imagine a man alone at night, scrolling endlessly, telling himself it's harmless. He feels bored, disconnected, unseen. Sexual stimulation becomes the easiest escape. For a few minutes, the noise disappears. But afterward, the boredom is still there, heavier now, mixed with guilt. The Stoics would not call him immoral. They would call him distracted from the real problem. Pleasure did not fail him. It was never meant to fix loneliness. Sexual stoicism begins with honesty about why desire appears. Often it is not passion-driving behavior, but discomfort, anxiety, insecurity, the need to feel wanted. When desire becomes emotional medication, dependency forms quietly. Epictetus warned that anything you cannot resist has power over you. Not because resistance is moral, but because dependence limits freedom. A woman once described how every rejection felt unbearable until she learned to sit with it. Instead of chasing validation through intimacy, she allowed the discomfort to exist. Over time, something strange happened. Desire lost its urgency. Attraction became clearer. She stopped choosing people who only soothed her wounds and began choosing those who aligned with her values. Is a Stoic restraint. Calm, observant, grounded. It is not about saying never. It is about being able to say, not now, without anger, toward yourself. Many fear that discipline kills passion. In reality, it refines it. When stimulation is constant, sensitivity dulls. When indulgence is endless, pleasure loses meaning. The Stoics believe moderation sharpens experience. Less noise. More present. There is a difference between desire and lust. Desire invites. Lust demands. Lust shrinks the future to the present moment. It convinces you that relief is urgent and consequences are irrelevant. This is why lust often leaves regret behind. Not because the act was wrong, but because it violated inner standards. Sexual stoicism protects self-respect. Consider a man who cheats, not because he lacks love, but because he lacks restraint. The betrayal does not destroy him immediately. What destroys him is the internal fracture, knowing he acted against who he claims to be. Stoicism seeks to prevent this fracture by aligning action with principle. This philosophy does not reject love, it rejects dependency. A Stoic can love deeply without clinging, desire intensely without desperation, and walk away without hatred. When sexuality is no longer used to fill inner emptiness, it becomes an expression of abundance rather than need. One of the most powerful shifts sexual stoicism creates is this. Rejection stops feeling like a verdict. When you are not dependent on sexual validation, no loses its power to wound. Approval becomes enjoyable, not necessary. Intimacy becomes chosen, not chased. The Stoics respected the future self. They believed every choice teaches the mind what kind of person you are. Each time you endure an urge without obeying it, you build self. Each time you sacrifice long-term peace for short-term relief, you weaken it. Sexual stoicism is not perfection. Failure is expected. What matters is reflection. When you fall, you do not punish yourself. You study the trigger, the belief, the moment you gave away control. Then you adjust. There is no shame in desire. Shame fuels excess. Responsibility restores power. A person who governs themselves carries a quiet confidence. They are less reactive, less manipulable, less scattered. Desire no longer drags them through life. It walks beside them, and that is the goal. Not to eliminate desire, not to worship it, but to master it. And in doing so, master yourself.